you mentioned working with Billy Harvey,
Yeah.
and so Billy is to Austin kind of like what you are in Dallas, the go-to producer. So when the two of you get together, and I know you've worked together before because he played on Rhett's album
Yeah.
with
Well,
you. So magic must happen when you guys are
well,
together.
you know what the link was? Bob Schneider.
Yeah.
Bob and I have remained really good friends and kept in touch over these 23 years, I guess, of knowing each other. And a few years ago, Bob started telling me about this guy Billy Harvey that I had to hear, and he gave me a CD, and I was blown away. And then I ended up playing a few shows with Billy, and we got to sort of know each other a little bit, and so the whole thing of ending up working with Billy was because of Bob, and that's one reason I asked Bob to come over to Billy's house. He played on a track called St. George's, and I felt like it was sort of something to me that was important to do, that we all played on a song, and we ended up cutting it live, actually.
So you have done some videos. I saw the thing on your MySpace, which was like your biography video, which I thought was really cool, and I've seen some music videos that you've done. How do you do those usually? Who works with you on those?
It's been just sort of, I'm not a big video guy. That's one thing I admire about Billy and Bob. They've really gone down that road. It takes a lot of time, as much time as messing around with music or more, and I just haven't had that time. So my first video, 1978, actually, I think the first year I played South by Southwest, I came home to this strange email. It was from a guy named Constellation Jones, and he said, I want to help make a music video for you. I think your song is amazing, and I'm going to make this happen. And I almost hit delete because it sounded like, oh yeah, I'll make a video. I'll make a video for $30,000.
Right.
So I happened to look him up on the internet, and he had made a video for some friends of mine, Golden Boy, and I called Sean up from Golden Boy. He said, oh yeah, he's amazing. His name's Clark Jones. He's incredible. If he wants to make a video with you, you should do it. And it turns out he meant it, like, for free. If I got out to Burbank, he was going to make a video for me. And so at the time, my brother and I were on good terms again, and he actually sold a guitar on eBay to help me pay for the plane ticket, because I was living in the duplex right here and working an 8-hour an hour job at a CD shop. I had no money. I even getting to Burbank was hard, but my brother helped, and I went there and I made the video, which I'm still really fond of. He worked like a month on it because it was all green screen.
Yeah, because that's the one where different things are happening in stop action and all that kind of stuff.
It's really cool.
It's a very cool video.
And then the next video, I have a friend that I went to school with. Well, I saw him. He was in an amazing band called Mexican Chicken, and they were sort of like Spinal Tap, and they were playing Dr. Smith's Pizza Joint when I first saw him, and his name's Derek Welch, and now he goes by Ricky Derek. He's a well-known sort of lounge singer, like Sinatra guy. But Derek was the lead singer and had this ridiculous wig, and his guitar player, Tommy Roberts, is the guy my brother and I nicked for our first guitar player. So anyway, I'd known Derek over the years. He's a huge Replacements fan. I am too. We've always kept in touch. And a couple of years ago, he offered to make this video, maybe for some recording time. We'd do a barter thing. And I kind of didn't expect much. And then he made, I think, a video. I even like it more than 1978. I think it's incredible. The World is Full of People video.
Yeah.
It's really, really amazing. And then the video bio came from Alex Kanakis, who now lives in Japan. And before Alex moved, he again came to me with the very generous offer of, trying to make something that would help me promote Constellation. And he put in an amazing amount of work and tons of hours working on it, and it was purely a labor of love. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I like it because
now I look at the camera and say, if there are any amateur video makers out there that would like to work on my videos for free, please contact me.
And there probably are. I probably have some students. Then
I'm available.
I actually have cameras right here, so we can do it right now. Okay, so you now produce all these people. You mentioned Death Ray Davies and obviously the All 97s and Rhett Miller's most recent CD, and these are all things that I love.
Cool.
So you obviously either pick great artists or you do great things to them.
Yeah.
So who else have you worked with?
Well, this band, and I wanted to give you a CD. It's actually the Flat People.
The Flat People.
And they're people in Dallas don't even know who they are. That's an amazing record. And Buttercup from San Antonio.
Oh, Buttercup.
Who came to me via my friend John Dufalo, who is Death Ray Davies, I Love Math, and has also played
amazing.
in
I don't know him, but I'm just always intrigued by him when I see him perform.
Well, he's also been just such a supporter of mine, and even when I started this little tugboat studio, when it truly was a tugboat, he was the first one of my friends in an established band to get on and say, I'm going there and I'm going to record. And what it did is it validated what I was doing. It legitimized it because this city is full of $100 an hour up studios with fancy control rooms and everything else, and he could have very easily gone there and recorded. And it's really helped. I don't advertise. I still don't. I plan to never do that because my goal from the beginning was to only work with music that I'm interested in, because I think a lot of people do autopilot recording. They record stuff that they're not interested in, and then that's why you get the grumpy, disinterested engineer.
Well, that's one thing I really like about your style is that whoever you listen to, it's not like you can say that's a Salim Nourallah record. You stay true to them, but you add...
That's a huge compliment.
You add a freshness to it, though. So it's them, but fresher, I think, is the best way that I can explain it.
That's really nice.
Because I listened to a bunch of your stuff in the car as I was driving down here, and I was like, yeah, they're all really, really different artists.
Yeah.
And you can see your influences, but it's not like it's this heavy-handed influence.
Well, that's exactly what I'm going for. So it's nice to hear that that's what you're hearing, because I don't want to put my big stamp on things or my sound. I want to help them make the best record that they can make, whatever it is that their sound is, and also pulling that out of them, what they do best. You know.
Well, so you did Blame It on Gravity with the All 97s, and I know they're coming back in the studio with you. So what are you going to do differently with them this time, or is it too soon to tell?
It's too soon to tell, but I'd like, they have such a chemistry. Those four guys, they're the old 97s. They do something together that no other band in the world does. And I really want to have them spend as much time as possible in a room together recording music. Just like going back to the first album, where that's what they did. And, you end up with studios now, we overdubbing and all this other stuff. And I'd really like to see those guys just in a room together playing their songs, and I think that there's always going to be magic that comes out of that, and something unique. Yeah,
I can't wait to see what comes out of that.
Yeah, me too.
So what else is coming up? What are you working on right now?
As far as records in the studio, or what are my plans for maybe next year?
Well, we talked about the All 97s. Do you have any other sort of projects coming up?
Well, this has been an amazing year. I've had my best year, I think. The records that I've made this year, and a couple of the records I'm finishing up right now that are going to be incredible are Chris Holt, solo album, which is a beautiful record, and then a band called the Whiskey Folk Ramblers, and that record is one of the most unique things I've ever worked on. And then I've started another record by the Cutoff, who are one of my favorites. So that on top of the Buttercup record and Rhett's record and all these other things that I did this year, and Constellation coming out, I feel like pretty amazed that at this point in my life, in my advanced years, that I really do feel like I've just had the most amazing year. And next year, well, why not try to top it?
Yeah.
So I am writing songs again, and I've got a few that I'm really excited about. One called Unstoppable, that I know is up there with any of the best songs that I've written. And so I'm already thinking, and the Dufalos, I've got this this band that's come together that I'm really excited about, and we've got a New Year's show planned, which is my first New Year's show in at least 7 or 8 years.
That's going to be here in Dallas.
Yeah, here in Dallas. And then we've even got a House of Blues show planned for March, and another Texas tour. So we'll be coming to Austin and San Antonio and Houston again.
Well, I appreciate talking with you so much today. This has been a lot of fun. I've gotten to learn a lot more about you, and I just learned about you this year as I heard that you're working with Rhett, and then all the records that you mentioned you put out this year are some of my favorites of the year. So it's really an honor for me to be able to sit here with you and talk to you more about what it is that you do. So
well, thanks. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time.
Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yes. It's a deal. We'll shake on it.
So now I'd like you to play something if you would.
Okay, I will.
Okay, we'll be right back with more from Salim Nourallah.